All right, let's see. I think we're back in action here. And we got Conrad versus Yap. I believe this is the second set. Let me find out for certain. Get the official scoring. I want to say this is the start of the second set because I came back and they were just coming off a break when Martin got this feed up. So, scoreboard ready. Hey, Mike.
Yo, what's up, buddy? Are we uh are we live?
Yeah, we're in this first game of the second set. And I believe Yap won the first set.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm typing in Conrad's last name right now, and I think I broke the Z key on my keyboard.
I'm not surprised.
Oh gosh.
All right, well, we're back in the action. I'm going to full screen it because I also want to see what's going on with Mario and Pius, and look at that crowd behind there as Yap wants to get into a little window there. I'm curious if it passes the 10 ball.
All right, I'm gonna say that the score is that 0-0 with Yap winning the first set. Let me
Why does it say Aloysius Yap? Okay, I.
because I screwed that up.
Okay. Just
Stand
just
by.
just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. Yap and I are pretty tight. That's his nickname. I call him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm,
Oh, yeah, misses.
he missed that
And he
one.
sells out. Wait, so that means that the Kachi match has to be over because right? Or are they playing to the left of them?
He said it was 3-3 and they would be directly to the left. So if you guys are
Oh,
whoops. Oh,
Kachi
you're
beat
watching Mario?
Fedor.
Oh,
Kachi beat Fedor. I was checking the live one just updated right now. Kachi defeated Fedor Gorst.
wow.
I,
That's
I do
huge.
not I do not know the score, but Fedor is out.
Jeez.
Someone needs to get Conrad another Red Bull.
Oh boy. You
All
went
right, let's
there,
see.
Mike. You went there.
I mean, he may or may not have looked asleep as Pius hangs the ball, and
Mm.
he's disgusted. If they're shaking
Yeah.
hands, and after in a minute, you'll know why.
So that table is going to be the official stream table now from the event because of the malfunction that they had. And you see all the, I love this view because you see all the spectators kind of gathering around over on the outside there. Such a great environment with the pros and the amateurs together. I think they're on to something here with this. Guys, thanks for coming back in. I know we had a snafu with the last one where we lost the video in the middle of the Kachi Fedor match. That's like, man, that's torture. The fact that you guys haven't given up on us, we appreciate that.
Great hit by Yap. Sells out, but fantastic hit. Meanwhile, up top, Yap's on the 8.
I feel like I've never seen Conrad in a shirt that's not red. Maybe that's just, I don't know. Just my silly way of remembering people.
Well, that wasn't the end of the match. Whatever's going on with Mario and Pius, so as Conrad drains the 2 ball, shape on the 3. He does not want to run into the 5 ball though.
Yeah, this is going to be a little tricky to negotiate here, I think. thinks he can beat that 5-ball, Mike. You can tell by where he pointed. He thinks he can just miss it and come into that corner like that.
He shot that well.
Tell you what, he's got a confident way about him. I really like the way he looks at the table.
Yeah, but you can tell he's a little. He can be a hair of hot headed at times, like just as far as showing his emotions, being
Yeah,
frustrated.
I'm never like that.
Mm-mm. Good shot. Good shot by Conrad. Look at that.
Yeah, that
Look,
was
you see what I'm
funny.
saying? Look at what. Look at it.
Right on cue. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
no kidding. Just a bit of an update. So this is the 130 round of Yap and Conrad. Snolnoki's playing Lee Han To. Dennis Grabe is waiting for the winner of the match right above. Kachi and Gomez is also going to be starting. Oh, so you know what? Pius and Roberto, there's the one ball spotted. I'm sorry, Pius and Mario are going to go to a shootout. So that's exciting.
Oh, wow.
Because
We'll
look at
get
the
to
10
see that
ball.
little bonus coverage. Of course, we're not trying to take away from the mainstream at CSI. So if you guys are watching on there, or you want to watch on there, by all
Is it
means,
up on
go and
there?
check that out. I would think so, because look, they got the cameras. Well, I don't know. I don't want
Uh,
to.
I,
Let's see.
I didn't think they were. I
Let me
checked.
see.
I don't see them live, Joey.
Yeah, maybe they're preparing to go live on the next match. So we got their back, though. Folks will be able to tune in here and be able to check that out until they get up live. Conrad's in good shape here to take down this first game in the second set.
Punches it over. Is he going to get
Yeah.
enough?
Yeah, I wonder if he'll you see he's not too thrilled with that. I wonder if he'll try to cup this bottom left-hand corner and track over towards the 9-ball like that where he's pointing his cue right now. I forgot I had my telestrator, Mike.
Yeah, let's put it to work, buddy.
I can imagine that it does get addicting, that I want to do it on every shot.
All right, here we go. 9 ball away from taking the lead in the second set.
It's a little bit of a reachy shot. Put his extension on for it. Tell you, those extensions have really changed the game, huh? I remember when I first saw them, the kind that kind of fit around the outside of the cue. Good shot by
In the
Conrad.
hole. In the hole.
Oh, laying right on the rail.
He's all right. He shouldn't have any issues here. Sizing it up. Double checking. Nice shot by Conrad.
Butter.
Meanwhile, for those looking at the score at the table above, I mean, that was the first inning of the shootout between Pius and Mario He.
Did they both make it, Mike?
Yeah, both in the hole, 1-1. Look at that. You got people in the stands behind them, people to the right.
Yeah.
There's Mark
Oh, he
White in the
missed it.
upper left. Oh.
Yeah, he missed it. So Mario now has a chance to forge ahead in that shootout. And you know, Mike, what he's going to want to do is he's going to want to cut the 10 ball straight over to that corner.
That's
Just
funny.
kidding.
My man finally has a good joke.
So I forgot to change the score. I got so excited about that. Hold on.
All right.
Got Conrad leading 1-0 here.
Oh, and the ball's off the
Oh boy,
table. It didn't
cue ball.
phase.
I wonder
It
if the
didn't
cue
phase the
ball.
panda though.
Wonder if the cue ball's damaged. I'll the hard floor now.
No, the bounce of the ball didn't go and phase the panda because he leads now 2-1, and it's up to Pius to go and hope that he makes a mistake. Ball in the hole, but he needs help.
Hey, Mike, we got our buddy Jeremy Mason back in. How's it going, Jeremy?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
A little soft, I think. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
How's that? Any better?
Yeah, there you go.
This is a much different feel. Mike, is this how you feel all the time? Like I can't see you guys. I don't know what's going on. I feel completely helpless right now.
Pretty much.
So you can't see the screen, Jeremy?
No, I can see. I'm just saying like I can't see you guys over on the sideline and
Oh,
all
yeah.
the controls I'm used to looking at.
Oh, Mario misses. So he's back on serve. Wow. Wow. The
What we got
panda.
shootout going on back there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, we got to fill you in on what happened, man. It's crazy. So apparently, when they were warming up for the Fedor Kachi match on the stream table, they identified some issue with the table or the arena or something happened, and they basically stopped using the arena. And so they moved the feature matches over to table 3, which was our bread and butter. We were doing table 3 the whole time. So Martin had to pack up and move. And so now you see John Lehman over there on table 3. Good shot there by Yap.
Yeah, and
Able
And
to
I
get
see
there
Mark
though.
White standing over on the sidelines there. Is there they don't
yeah,
have a setup for commentary now or what?
not yet. I think they're probably waiting to get that hooked up till after this match, but you'll see there's a few cameras and stuff over there. So they're making a lot of last second adjustments, and folks were, you know how people get sometimes. They were complaining like, "Oh, how can this happen in pool?" And I'm like, "It happens in other sports too." You see things where just something completely unexpected happens, and we're talking about pool tables that weigh quite a bit, and the forklifts are put away, so it's not like they can easily get another table into the arena to finish this out. So they just moved everything to that table number 3 over there, and you see the crowd kind of gathering around.
Yeah. I mean, if you could go ahead and lose power at a Super Bowl, I mean,
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now. That
All
was
right.
actually the betters who had San Francisco were trying to sabotage the Ravens there. We had all the momentum.
Here we go. Here we go.
I was at a tournament a few weeks ago where a fire alarm went off while we were in the middle.
Oh, Pius
Well,
misses.
we were in the middle of a Calcutta, and everybody's like, "All right, who's got the money?"
Oh, geez. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Well, we were at a tournament where the power went out, right, Mike? The CSI Expo,
Oh yeah.
right in the middle of it. It was crazy.
All those tables, everybody lost power all at the same time.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? That's why I lost my last longer bet. Yap was playing Kachi at the time on
Oh
the feature
god.
table,
Oh
and the
my
match had to
god.
be postponed or paused. And then when it came back, Kachi ends up winning. And I really think Yap was going to beat him if that didn't happen.
I threw a 50 to the Rio.
That
Wow,
one's
Mario
over.
he wins. Mario he wins. Pius the Buddhist is out.
Huh.
Wow, it's so gross.
And Yap gets this one to tie it at 1-1.
Another nice deep run for Pius. He'll be disappointed. He wanted to go a little deeper, but he's playing really well.
Yeah, he is. How did your tournament go last night, Jeremy?
Well, I screwed up. It's capped at 32 players. Somehow we ended up with 33. So oops, but uh,
64 player bracket for 32.
Yeah, and it's kind of important too, like the difference between 33 and 32, whatever. But 32, like I literally have exactly enough time to get it in with the races that we have, get it down to like 2 players, and most of the time you'll have like a two-way chop for the Friday night tournament. But because we got 8 tables in the room, and it's race to 5, race to 3, and now with handicapped races, we actually just made the switch to handicap. But it was good. I played well. I actually ended up in a three-way chop at the end with 2 other guys.
Nice. Congrats.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, those 33 player tournaments, I'm always the guy that didn't get the bye.
Yeah, and then you have a chance to be last place by yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Usually happens that way. You see, there's a meeting of the minds over there on table number 3 with, I think that one guy is the executive producer or kind of handles a lot of the streaming. And then John Lehman and Mark White trying to figure things out over there.
Do you have any more insight? You said there was a problem identified with the table in the arena. What do you have any idea what that was, or?
No, we do not. So Martin was trying to figure out for us, and he walked over to CSI's newest employee, Mark White, and tried to put him on the mic to talk about it. And I don't think Mark was comfortable talking about it, which I don't blame him. Whatever it is.
Got to give a big shout out to Mark. What a job he's done all week, handling the commentary over there on the main table with really by himself, and then just guests jumping in. Most of the time in a setting like that, you have a set partner, but he's just been working hard all week with various guest commentators in. So great job by him.
Yeah, I've been listening periodically, and I love the job that he's doing. But, I know Mark, and we're friends. So I've been trying to see what other people are saying, and I've heard nothing but good things.
I just think my thing for Mark, like, he has a lot of good qualities to his commentary, but just the love for the game really shines through. You could tell that he's just all about pool. It's his favorite thing. He's passion. The word he uses is passion, right? And that really comes through in his commentary. You can really just hear and understand the admiration for the players, the respect for the equipment, and the tournament directors and the events. And I think that makes for some great stuff from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how he describes, like, Snooker was his wife. He was married to Snooker for all these years, but now he has a mistress and it's pool. And you see him over there working hard, getting that table cleaned.
Yeah, the only thing that's funny is Snooker would be kind of like a sugar mama, and now he's kind of on the flip side of that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Yap's taking quite a bit of time. Conrad had a little billiard where he tried to thin the 2 ball and make the 3 in the side, and it just didn't work out for him. But it looks like Yap is lining up to cut the 2 ball in the side and try to work the cue ball between the 6, 10, and back up for the 3 in the side. Let's see if he can execute that.
Yeah, maybe even between the 6-10 and then between the
Oh,
7-8, right?
no, he just went around the world, and that ends up working out nicely. Yeah, he's in good
Yeah.
shape here just to putt this 3 ball in and then play the 4, come around 2 rails, and maybe shoot the 5 in the side. Then he's golden from there, I think.
Yeah, I better make an adjustment here. I actually caught myself. I had the I had your YouTube channel pulled up on my second monitor here, and I was looking at that, so I was actually like 20 seconds behind you there.
Oh, rookie move, Jeremy.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm not used to being on this, not in the driver's seat here. It's a little bit of a different feel.
Can't really see this shot because of his body position. He did not get all the way around for the 5 in the side, maybe intentionally. Maybe he just wanted to play for the 5 in the corner. He did get really good on that ball.
Yeah,
And he
this is
plays,
perfect.
yeah, he plays with so much confidence that, shooting longer shots into the corner as opposed to the side. He's going to go with whatever route he thinks is going to get him the win.
Well, I think the corner was probably the better option there, Joey, because he was in control trying to get pretty relatively straight on the 5 there going to the corner. If you go across that line coming 3 rails to play for the side pocket, then you get into a position where you might have to go up table with the cue ball and then get back into that gap for between the 8 and 9, which
Yeah.
is, it's doable, but if you can play it with a stop shot, that's pretty ideal.
Yeah, so these are the 1:30 local time matches, the round of 8. So we're getting down in the nitty-gritty here. I'm going to address this because a lot of people, like if I had a nickel for every time somebody mentioned about the shot clock on these outer tables, I'd have at least 85 cents by now. But just to give you guys an update here, there is no shot clock on the outer tables. If you suspect that your opponent is slow playing, you can get a referee, then they can start timing them, putting them on the clock. That's just the way it is. It's really hard, especially when you have an arena with tables in such close proximity, to have that shot clock on each table, to have a person to monitor the shot clock on each table. Like the way it works in reality, when a player shoots and then goes and sits down, once they sit in their seat, somebody clicks a button and it resets the shot clock. So you'd need a person to do that at every single table. And I think that, there might be a way to technically do that we should come up with, because it is needed. It would be great if every table had a shot clock. I just think now the technology is not quite there, or nobody's applied it to pool in a way that we need it. So we got Yap up 2-1 on Conrad. Yap won the first set, so really important for Conrad to get going here.
Yeah, Jamie in the comments says, should we ask again to get you up to 90 cents? Let's get 3 more people to ask about the shot clock so Joey can get like a cup of coffee from McDonald's or something.
I tell you what, the shot clock, why are they not streaming the main table? That's another one, but it looks like they are getting ready over there. It looks like Kachi versus Gomez getting ready to play over there. So we got the 1 ball here, a whole bunch of traffic down there by the 3 ball, but it does go if he can get the cue ball over just to the right side of the table near the 8 ball. I think he can pocket that 3 ball. Little tough getting the cue ball back out of there for the 4 ball though, so we'll see what happens here, see what he elects to do. Very risky to try to come into these balls right now. Just anybody's guess as to what could happen. So I think he was pointing. I don't know if you saw it, Jeremy, but I think he was pointing his cue over towards the side pocket, just past the 8 ball there. Try to work the cue ball over there.
I'm almost curious. Do you think there's a way to play the 3 off of the 7 into the corner if you got pretty straight on that line?
Yeah, I think so. You'd probably have to hit a little bit of the right side of the 3.
Yeah, like about almost from where the side pocket is, I think would be maybe not quite that far to the right, but
Yeah, at least the way I view those shots, I do them when I have to.
right.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's not likely we'll see that. You're right. I mean, if he gets over into that position, you're probably going to see a safety play if he can't find a way to break these balls open right now.
It's not a bad shot to go off that rail up there with right spin like this and hit the 5 like that. What a
Oh, that's
shot.
so nice. What a shot from Yap.
Man. And look at the confidence, because the speed in which he hit that ball, he had to be precise, right? If he doesn't, like, he could go into the balls harder and kind of get lucky somewhere. But no, that was just precision and execution where he knew where that cue ball was going, and he bopped the 5 out of there, and he's in perfect shape on the 3.
Just to address a couple comments. Yeah, we have heard mention of like a chess clock a couple times. I don't think that's a terrible idea. I think it would take some trial and error to figure out, a total time to put on that for a match or whatever. But I don't hate that idea. The other thing, these matches are all on East Coast time. I was actually a little bit surprised by that to find out that Michigan is in Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, so if you saw 4:30 on the schedule, that is 4:30 Eastern time.
I can't imagine that would be 4:30 though, because what time is it now? It's where I am. It's 11:30, which is the equivalent of 2:30 Eastern, right?
Yeah, so they probably are doing that little, like I guess, kind of lunch break or whatever that they've been doing.
Well, no, because the
Oh no, they're
Kachi
they're playing
match,
right now, aren't they?
yeah, they're warming up.
So maybe the schedule's wrong. I don't know. Somebody said they saw 4:30 p.m. But I mean, that all the times have been Eastern, and if it's 2:30 and the time was 4:30, that'd be somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. So
Bermuda.
yeah.
Man, Yap just continues to impress with his cue ball, his stroke, his knowledge, just never taking flyers, just really just stays within himself. And just quite the young player. I've really enjoyed watching him. I don't know about you.
Yeah, really, really fun to watch. And he's picked this rack apart. I mean, if you look, 5 shots ago, this rack looked like we're talking about throwing a grenade into a cluster, right? And he finds a way to play one really nice shot that had basically no risk attached to it and open up this entire rack. This is a world class run out right here.
Yeah, I agree. You see all the league players starting to make their way into the arena over there to the right. This is the Michigan Open. It's in Battle Creek, Michigan. This ball might be a little long. No, he's good. And it's also at the same time they're having amateur events. Just great. Like you see these guys walking down the aisle here, and then they'll peek over and guarantee none of them know this guy's name, right? But then they watch him play for a little while, and they're like, "Holy moly, who is this guy?" So
Yeah, this is the first real good shot that we've had of that for me this week. Getting to see these league players over on the sidelines taking a look. Love that. And that's what we've talked about several times, that this is what's the best thing about this series from CSI is the connection with these expos and state tournaments and the amateur players getting exposed to the professional game.
absolutely. Yeah, so I think a lot of people, since Atleti Kachi just beat Fedor Gors, probably have him pegged as the favorite from here. But, he can't let up against Roberto Gomez. Obviously, Roberto has been playing, a lot of one pocket and, really good one pocket for the last couple years, but also very good at rotation and certainly a capable player in 2 races to 4. He's going to have to play to beat Roberto here.
Now, we haven't really had a great look at Kachi's break for this week, but I know at the last event when he was able to win using this triangle rack from Predator, he was one of the best ones that we saw, right?
Yeah.
And so I think if that's the case here, I think you do still make him a pretty big favorite in this match. Although, to your point, Roberto Gomez certainly capable of playing with him in this match and pulling off an upset. But if Kachi's breaking about the way that he was, then I still make him a decently sized favorite in that match.
Yeah, and I wonder if on this table after this match, if it's going to be Mario He and Dennis Grabe, or if it's going to be Oliver Snolnaki and Leon Han To. I think those would be. Oh no, yeah, is that right? Yeah, I think those would be the 130 choices. Yeah. We watched. You missed it, Jeremy, but we watched Dennis in his last match against Victor Zelensky, and he played really well. Looked really good.
I actually did. I got to watch a decent amount of that, Joey. I wasn't on with you, but I was hanging out with my son a little bit. He actually just went down for a nap, but we were watching the match. Tough one for Victor. I've mentioned it several times on our stream this week that one of my favorite young players to watch. Just ultra talented, has as much ability as basically any player you can name, and just still a lot of polishing to do. But I think he's going to be a problem uh, for a long time on the world pool scene. So shout out to him for another good run here in a big tournament. But yeah, tough one for him there. And Grabe's been in great form, right? Like I feel like he's one of the guys. His name's never going to be mentioned as we talk about some of the favorites in a lot of these tournaments. Um, but he just plays so solid and steady. And was that it? Was that the
Yeah, that
second
was
set?
it.
I
Yeah,
didn't realize we were in the second set. I'm
you were
sorry.
just in your gear, just telling stories, and Yap just runs out the table and wins that one. Won the second set 4-1, and is moving on, and he's looking great. Look at Roberto. Oh, I don't know if he was playing that. Ball kicked in across the table. But I think we're going to hang out for a second. You're welcome to stay if you'd like, Jeremy. But we're going to hang out for a second because there's probably going to be another match jumping up on this table. That the real estate here is getting limited now that they're down to the final 8 in terms of tables that they can play on. You'll notice that they're streaming. The CSI official stream is streaming on that other table now, I believe. And you have John Lehman sitting by the table next to it. So I'm thinking that we're going to see either Dennis Grabe and Mario He or Oliver Solnaki and Leon Han To coming up on this table right now. I'm thinking. So stand by. We will get an update as soon as possible, or we'll see people coming over with their cases, getting ready to hit some balls. Let's see. I'll shoot Martin a note.
Yeah, and that match is live. The one we have in the background there, Kachi versus Roberto Gomez. They are live now on World Billiard TV on YouTube. You can also check out Billiard TV on the Distro TV app. So, great job by the CSI staff, able to have some flexibility, deal with a problem on the fly like that, and get right back in action. Great job.
So Jeremy is the I assume you have them both up right now. Uh, are they in sync in terms of timing, or are they off in terms of what we're seeing from our view and what they're doing on the
Oh
CSI?
man, you caught me sleeping. I actually, you know what? The Maryland State 8-ball tournament started this morning, Joey. So I actually had that up on my other monitor. So I'm asleep on the job here.
Dogging it.
Let me see if I just pulled it up. Let me see if I can get that side by side with our stream here. Nah, it looks to me like it's significantly behind on their stream.
Okay. Oh boy, should we kill our stream?
Yeah, somebody else in the comments verified that our stream is ahead of the World Billiards one. Um,
Yeah, let's just hang out for a minute and see what ends up happening at this table right here. I think we're gonna see. Well, it's so interesting because Yap and Conrad just finished, and I don't think any of these other matches have started. Maybe Mario He started over on the table to our left. So we might be getting Oliver and Leanne Han To on this table. I'm not sure.
oh man, I better start doing some research.
Well, let's see. Jeremy, you got any big events coming up on the East Coast? I know we got the International Open. I think that's what, end of October. Anything else going on out there that people need to know about?
Not, no, I wouldn't say on that scale. No. Um, I'm running a big tournament for our area. Next weekend at my homeroom, Delmarva Billiards and Sports Bar in Dagsboro, Delaware. That'll be a 64 player event. We got a good field. I don't know if everybody in the chat will know some of the names, but Josh Brothers, Matt Craw, Sean Wilkie, Ryan McCreesh, a lot of good players coming down to play in that one. So that'd
Is
be fun to
Kevin
watch.
playing? Kevin West?
I don't have him on the list. I haven't heard from him. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have to send him a message and see what he's doing. Not full as of right now. I think I have about 5 or 6 spots available. So that's going on. On the Hill Productions right now, like I just mentioned, has the Maryland State 8-ball tournament going on. That's underway as of this morning. That'll be today and tomorrow. I think a little bit smaller field for them than usual. I think they had 61 players, and on a lot of times those are up around 128. So but the summer's been tough around here, Joey. I don't know. It's great for pool that there's so many tournaments going on, and we see it on the professional level. It's the same way locally, but I think some of the bigger events have been hurt a little bit in my area by just how much is going on.
Yeah, right.
Um,
I
there's a
actually
lot.
saw a post from Lai out there who she was saying like we're trying our best to schedule not over other tournaments, but there's so many tournaments. What do you
Yeah,
do? And I'm like, what a great problem to have, right? That there's
that's
just so
true.
many tournaments. There's not enough weekends, right?
That's an excellent point. I'm sure there's a lot of people around the country, certainly several people in this chat right now who would be like, "Man, why don't one of you guys just move out to where I'm at and do something like."
Yeah.
So, well, we've got 6 or 7 major tournament directors or promotion companies in our area that all want to do something like once a month or so, and there's only 4 weekends in a month, so plenty of venues for it. It's just you start to get into an area where there's not enough players for it. It hasn't quite got that bad. I mean, if you're running multiple 64 player events at various locations, I don't think anybody's really hurting on that.
Yeah. All
And I think
right.
they're
So we're moving tables, it looks like. Well, wait a minute. Okay, so Martin ended that feed, so I'm going to come back in here. Let's see. Melina took a break. Jeremy is, let's see.
oh, do you not have them? I don't
I
have
don't
them on.
have your picture,
Now,
Jeremy.
see, I would know that if I was looking at the same thing I've been looking at all week, but I'm not.
Yeah, so, but I'll keep an eye on Martin's feed, and we'll just keep this running. We haven't been live that long because that last match was so short. So I'll keep an eye over here and see when Martin comes up again. And then when he does, we'll grab it. It looks like he's setting up on that table next to him, which would be, I think, Mario He, which I would really like to watch him. Good player there for sure.
So
So
come to find out, Joey, it helps if you turn your camera on.
yeah. It's a nice shirt, Jeremy. They
I
sell
know.
men's shirts where you bought that?
I was not planning on being on the stream today, so
Oh boy, that's funny. So let's do this. How about if I bring up, while we're waiting for Martin to get established, let's bring up the brackets. A lot of people, that's another question that I've been getting a lot is, hey, tell us about the brackets. What's going on? So let's look at the brackets here. We have, so far today, we had Aloysius Yap beat Alex Kazakis. And let me refresh and see if it's got this latest one. No, it doesn't. But Aloysius Yap just beat Conrad Jusijan, and he's going to be in the semifinals. Now, look at the payouts, by the way. First level of the money, $800, $2,000. Conrad just pocketed there. And Yap's guaranteed at least $4,200. Zolnacki knocked off John Mora, and now he's about to play Lian Han To, who beat Mika Immonen earlier in a shootout. We saw some of that one. We have Dennis Grabe, who made quick work of Victor Zelensky, and he's going to be playing Mario He, who won in the shootout against P.S. Labodas. The feature table is a Klentikachi who beat Fedor Gors this morning, and he's playing. Let me get rid of that scoreboard here. Get out of the way. He's playing Roberto Gomez as we speak, so you can catch that on the mainstream on Billiard TV. Go to the CSI website. There'll be a link to watch that. But yeah, it's pretty exciting from here. What do you think, Jeremy? What's your picks from here?
Oh man, it's certainly hard to pick against Kachi right now. The form that he's in, and Yap, are they on opposite sides of the bracket? I think they were,
Hmm.
right? I
Yeah,
I,
they're
I
top
think
and bottom actually.
yeah, it'd be really tough for me to pick anything other than those two for the final. I'm not gonna be surprised if anybody else gets there, but if you're asking me to pick, it's those guys.
Okay, so I want to hear from the people watching. While we're waiting to get up another stream, I want to know, who do you have to win it all? Always like interacting with the audience here and kind of seeing what they think.
By the way, anybody that doesn't know, Leon Hanto, a 769 Fargo, fellow countryman and partner in the World Cup, I think a couple times for Aloysius Yap from Singapore. So two Singaporeans here in the final, I don't know, 9 players of this tournament, right? 7
Yeah, who would
players
have
of this
bet?
tournament.
Who would have bet that, right? If you said what countries are going to be represented here in the finals, or at least in the final 8, that you'd have 2 from Singapore there. I don't know many people that would
Let's
have.
do this real quick, right? We have one from the Philippines, one from Albania, one from Austria, one from Lithuania. I'm sorry, not one from Lithuania, one from Estonia, 2 from Singapore, and Zolnoki is
Hungarian? Is he
yeah, I
Hungarian
think
or?
you might be right. So and then Conrad obviously was in the final 8 and he'd be from Poland. But yeah, 2 from Austria or Singapore.
Okay, we're about to go live here on this one. Okay, so I got to get the update. Looks like Martin's sending me something. Table 5, Mario and Dennis. Looks like it's 1-0 Dennis.
I'll tell you something else probably nobody would have picked Joey is who would have had Kang Lee as your last American standing.
Yeah, that's true. And he played some good pool this week
He
for
really
sure.
did.
It's something to build on, and but I'd say out of everybody, he was probably the most surprising. I think he's, what is he, right around a 700 Fargo?
699, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. So
That'll go up after this week, by the way.
yeah, but great performance. So Dennis is about to go up 2-0 here.
Joey, an update from the comments who said word on the mainstream table, slates were not even and the balls were hopping up over the seams.
Well, kudos to them for
That's a problem.
but kudos to them for not playing on it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's I could see a scenario where they're just like, you know what, deal with it. This is our featured table. We have bleachers all around it. We can seat 80 people, 100 people, whatever it is. Deal with it. And they didn't do that. They were like, you know what, we'll take the inconvenience and we'll put it out on a different table. And that's just that.
And I think, that's a sign to the players that, I'm sure there's been some frustration from the players that they've been kind of the guinea pigs for these prototype tables from Predator. But that just goes to show like, hey, listen, we really do respect you guys. We want a competitive, just I don't know what the word would be, but we want it to be fair, right? We don't want it
Yeah.
to be not a real test competition for see who's playing the best pool. We don't want any outside factors other than playing pool on a pool table to be what goes into deciding this tournament. So
looky here, Jeremy. A dry break, and Mario has an opportunity now to play the 10 ball. So this is one of these shots where if you roll it with right hand spin and hit a little thin on the 1 ball, you can clip the 10 coming in, or you could go rail first and hit the 10 and pocket the 10. And he's going to play that. Yeah, he just
you
called
think
it.
he's playing the carom? I think the scary part of the carom is the scratch in this corner where he's standing, right?
What else could he play?
I think he could, if he wanted, play a combination here.
No, I don't see that.
I don't. And this is a
He'd
tough
have
one
to
to make.
back cut the 1 to cut the 10. I can't see it. Yeah, this is the shot. But
That's a tough one to make.
we all
If
see
the 10
things a little
goes into
different.
the rail like that.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he has a pocket for the 1 ball here. So I guess the question is, does he play the 1-6 combo, or does he try to duck? It's interesting how all these balls are spread out, yet there's no place for the 1 to go, really. I guess it's possible the 1 could go past the 3. Actually, I think it does go
I
past the
I
3.
think it does too. I was just gonna say that, and I think it's pretty natural for the cue ball to play it that way. This is gonna really be just about pocketing the 1. The cue ball can go to the rail above the 9 and back out for the 2. So this is probably the preferred shot. He looks like he's locked in on it.
Locked and loaded. Ginned it.
Actually, he pulled his cue ball back in between the 8-9. I'm a little bit surprised, but he's gonna have the same shot now.
Yeah, if he can just roll this 2 ball in, he'll have a nice little angle on the 3. Actually, a thin cut on the 3. But with the 4 ball sitting there by the side pocket,
And he's playing this 2 in the corner, Joey.
no. Don't tell me that.
Okay. So he was just checking his angle on the 3 then. I really thought he was looking down the line for the 2 ball there.
Yeah, I would have been incredibly surprised. I mean, I would expect a shot like that from maybe Josh Filler or somebody like that who can just make anything in the world, and I just feel like shooting this ball in the corner, but
I'm off my game this morning, Joey. I gotta get a cup of coffee or something.
yeah,
I've
that's
missed like
okay.
3 calls already.
Nah, I was knocking it out of the park early. I was telling Melina Mike I was in dead commentating punch right from the get. Called a couple shots. You know how it gets, man.
I think it's funny. Everybody says you never miss a ball from the comments. Dude, I've missed several. I really have. It's certainly possible.
Well, I got something I got to show you, Jeremy. It's a interesting little surprise here. So I got to wait for the right time though. A little enhancement.
Nice shot here from Dennis. Right in line here. Early part of this rack was tough, but he looks like he solved it. He's just going to pull this cue ball back on the right side of the 10 and play the 6 in the same pocket, and everything's pretty wide open here.
Nice shot. Yeah, Jeremy, I think he'll shoot this ball and just kind of stun down here and pop up.
Oh, man.
Oh, what do you think? I was telling Melina Mike that I had that, and he said, just don't get carried away with it. Some people draw on it with every shot.
I think where it's really useful, Joey, is when you're talking about the safety paths before the shot. I think sometimes those are a little bit more difficult to describe for the audience than
Yeah.
the path of the cue ball when you're pocketing a ball.
Yeah, no, we don't have live score. There's no live scoring in this tournament. But we can get some scores from Martin Sawicki, who's on site there. So let me reach out to him and see if we can get some score updates.
I'm so impressed with the game of Dennis Grabe, Joey. He just continues to just be in this form that he's carried into this tournament. He's had a couple really nice runs leading into this. Not really a household name for anybody that's not a junkie like us, but man, what a player.
Yeah, heck of a player. The pride of Estonia, I'm assuming. And he takes a 3-0 lead in this first set. Yeah, I was talking, Mark White and I were talking about him, and Mark was like, I often call Mark White the most interesting man in the world because I find out new things about him all the time, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And so we were talking one day, and he was telling me that, yeah, I lived in Estonia for several years, and I'm like, what? And he said, yeah, we had I had a friend out there, and I went out there for a weekend, and I liked it, so I just stayed and went back home, got some stuff, came back, and stayed for like a couple years. And I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
who does that? That's crazy. Yeah, but that's Mark for you.
Yeah, and
So
anybody
that's
that wants to hear more of the incredible story that is Mark White, check out episode whatever it was of the Pool Player Podcast. That I enjoyed that one quite a bit when you interviewed Mark. 36 maybe?
hold on, 35. I think 36 was Nick De Leon.
35.
Let's see.
You don't have those.
34.
You don't have those memorized, Joey?
Sorry. 34
Come
was Mark
on.
White. 34 was Mark White. 35 Nick DeLeon. 36 Eric Horlifson.
Actually, just listened to that the other day. So I bought some AirPods for my wife. My wife has her own cleaning company, and when she started that, I bought her a nice pair of AirPods so that she could listen to her podcasts and her ebooks while she's working. But then we lost them literally 2 days after I bought them for her, right?
Oh boy.
So I bought her another pair. They weren't incredibly expensive or whatever. But and then maybe a week or two later, she found the original pair. So now I have a nice pair of AirPods,
Nice.
and so I was
Well
hitting some
played. Well
balls.
played hiding them from her. Great
Yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah. So I was hitting some balls on my table the other day, and I got to listen to that interview you did with Eric Horlifson of Canada. Anybody that doesn't know, host of We Are Pool Players podcast or co-host of We Are Pool Players podcast. Um, really interesting guy, really strong player north of the border there, and I think it may be Vancouver,
No, he's in Toronto now, but he grew
Toronto.
up he grew up out west. Yeah, I caught his podcast one day, and I like it. There's several things, like when you do something your way and then you hear something else, you can appreciate the differences, right? And one thing I really liked about theirs, it's shorter, 20, 30 minutes, and they move from topic to topic very quickly, and it's very timely, right? So they're talking about a particular player that's hot, or they're talking about an event. Look at this shot by Dennis, and he came a little far. He's gonna have to punt here, I think. I like kind of hitting the 2 ball with a little bit of top and rolling right into the 6 and having it just miss. But then again, you might make that in the side off the 9. You got to be careful here.
Yeah, it didn't get to a great spot for the safety. I was wondering if he could. Yeah, he's just gonna go at the 7 with the cue ball, I think, just to make sure he doesn't clip anything with the 2 on the way out. That was the
Well, he's
first
got to
thing he
be
looked at
careful there,
too.
Jeremy, because if he hits the long rail, slides the cue ball into the 7, the 2 could then hit off our right side of the 9 and fly out and get out in the center of the table there. And if he doesn't get behind the 7, he's in trouble. But he's calling the 2
The
in
2
the
off the
side
9.
pocket, and he's going to try to draw in that little
Oh, what a
window.
shot!
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Well, that was very creative there, and he had the window to stun straight out between those balls. It was natural. That was not the plan. He was planning on getting over there and playing safety, and then he landed in a funny spot for the safety, and another shot presented itself that was even better.
The only thing better about that shot would have been on his way out if he would have moved the 6 a little bit, so that way he could have then been able to shoot the 4 in the side after this shot somehow, because now the 4 doesn't have a pocket really. So let's see what he elects to do here. I think he's just going to come down table and play a safe on the 4, but he overran it. So he'll still play a safe on the 4. He just can't execute that stop shot, freeze him on the 6 type of safe. He's going to have to cut it down towards the 5, I
Yeah, and do you
think.
think the cue ball finishes near the 9 here off the second rail?
Well, he's got to hit awfully thin, so he's gonna put some. He could put some left hand spin on it and get down here a bit. Yeah, yeah, that's a good shot.
I thought, see that I thought that's the shot he was playing. I just wasn't sure he could get there and still hold the 4 tight enough, but he played it really well.
Yeah, I
Um,
wasn't sure either. I think if with this shot, these are when you're hitting these, like when you're feeling good. He's actually looking to come in this way, but I like coming off that top rail and kind of kicking the 4 up and leaving the cue ball behind the 7. Playing the 4 kind of one rail, but he's going to go the other way and kind of kick it from our side of it.
Can he stick this? It doesn't look like he's playing the stick.
No. Somewhat.
Simpler version, but
It's
he's
gonna
not
leave
gonna
a
like
shot.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
No,
leave a
back to
shot.
what we were talking about, Joey, with Eric. Though I would just call it no nonsense. Like there's no wasted time on that podcast. Like you said, they move along from topic to topic, give a couple thoughts each, and they move right along. I don't think it's 20 or 30 minutes, Joey. I think it's almost exactly 30 minutes every time. Very organized, very timely. I enjoyed listening to it for the ones that I checked out when I was doing some research for my own podcast. So,
Yeah,
um,
he's very knowledgeable, and he's had a lot of, he's one of those guys. He's not like a household name, top professional, but like he admittedly says he'd be in trouble against the 800 Fargo, but he'd match up against a lot of 750 Fargos. He wants to be kind of in that neighborhood, 745, 750. And, because of him being at that level, he's played a lot of the top guys and he's had exposure at a lot of big events. And so he's got a lot of knowledge there. Mario's going to jump this, and he called the bank shot. It's a real tight window to execute.
Yeah, it's tough. Certainly not a household name. And I would say, I would wonder what the percentage of people is, like even in the chat right now, what percentage of people could name 4 Canadian players?
Well, they're all going to say they can.
I don't know. I mean, maybe this chat is probably the wrong sample group.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're probably, if anybody can, it's these guys, right?
Yeah.
But most people are gonna know Alex and Mora, and then some people are gonna know Klatt, and then after that, I think most people are scratching their heads more than likely.
Yeah. I think probably more people know Eric than know how to spell Eric's last name.
Oh gosh, that's a
Go
whole
with
different
that.
conversation.
But I was talking to Eric a little bit, because I get the chance before we go live and record the interview to kind of talk with folks. And we were talking about John Mora and just what a unbelievable story it is, how he plays opposite handed now and plays well. I think he's playing as good as he's ever played right now, which is nuts. But I was telling Eric that when I first started, seeing him around was Valley Forge 15, 20 years ago. John Mora was like a kid, like 17 years old or something. And there was this other guy there. I believe he was a left-hander, and he was just torturing everybody on the $10, $20 tables. And I mean, this guy would make like $500, $600 a night, just playing rack after rack. And when John Mora became known, somebody told me, yeah, that guy right there, and pointed to the guy I'm talking about, that's his dad, Mario Mora. And he was a heck of a player. Didn't get out and play in a lot of the big events and stuff, but man, heck of a player in those money tables at Valley Forge.
You got to play real good to clean up on any of them tables out there. It's not an easy game by any means.
Yeah. So Dennis came up a little long on this, but these types of shots, I mean, I don't know. Is he going to make this 99 out of 100? At this level, these guys.
Maybe it's a little bit lower than that. I would definitely say at least 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Maybe, but yeah, probably.
I'm telling you, these top players, they just don't miss these makeable 10 balls. It just doesn't happen. They're so focused, and they know what this could mean to them. They just
He tried
nailed
to
it.
get there with the commentator curse so hard that time, and he was even better.
Yeah. So he takes down the first set. We'll get the score updated here. Yeah, Stephen Hullum is a good player out in, I believe he's in British Columbia. We talked about him a little bit on that podcast. So if you know Stephen, tell him to check out Eric's podcast, episode, what did I say, 36?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 36 on Pool Player Podcast. It was I thought it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but I'm not sure I'm the right guy to give feedback, because I've listened to every single episode and plan to continue doing so. So I enjoy it, Joey. I think you do a great job.
Thanks, man. That's why we invite you in the booth. If you hated every episode, I wouldn't have.
Well, I think the thing to point out for a lot of people out there is they don't. Most people like to talk, right? People don't realize how tough it is to be the guy doing the job that you're doing, right? Just asking the questions and then sitting back and letting everybody else have the floor. Way easier to say it than to do it. And I think you do a great job with it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I try to do my best to not make it about me. It's about them. For so long, these guys and gals really haven't gotten the attention that they've deserved, right? And so now we're up over, I don't know, what do I have, 30? Let me see. I have, in terms of subscribers on the channel, there's almost 4,000. Guys, I'm only like 20 subscribers away from 4,000. So if you haven't subscribed to Pool Player Podcast on YouTube, please do that. Hook me up right now. That'd be awesome. But, if I do an episode with a pro pool player who hasn't gotten much exposure, or at least not what they deserve, then theoretically there's 4,000 people that are going to be able to tune in and check that out because they're subscribed and they're going to get a notification on that. And then there's, other people that are going to kind of come in the fold and see it because it'll get shared different places. And really that's what it's all about, Oh, that's an interesting way to play that. I don't think Mario meant to do that. I think he meant to hit a little fuller on the one and kind of leave both balls at the second diamond. But instead, he kind of cut the one a little bit and almost gave up a crucial shot there. Okay.
Danks in the comments asked if Atencio played in this event. He did not. Oh, no, a point I wanted to make when you were showing those payouts, Joey, is you see that 800 for the 9th through 16th. We should point out this event did not fill. They had, I think, 51 or 53 players. So that payout would have been even a little bit better. And those that bottom tier are the ones where the numbers changed a little bit there.
Yeah, and the entry fee I want to say is like 350, maybe 370. The one I did in Tucson I think was 370.
I remember you saying that, yeah. So right around there. So basically a double up for those guys that min cashed. But a really nice event. And this is a great payout. Well, I think we say $25,000 added, or
yeah, it's first place in this is going to pay $12,000. So that's a good win for a pool tournament. No doubt about it. Second place is 8,200. Third place, third, fourth, which will be tied, would be 4,200 each. So again, hats off for all the money that's being added to these events from Predators, CSI. It's really impressive, and I think it gives a lot of us a lot of hope for the future of pool.
And I believe Clint Kachi just made a combination on the 10 to win the first set by a score of 4-1.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. You're keeping track of that over there, Jeremy. It's like 40 feet away from this table. Good job.
I have it on my other monitor.
My friend Jerry Stuckert posted every Canadian player and their Fargo rates.
Yeah, that was an impressive one there. I have to think he may have cheated a little bit for that comment.
Boy. Oh, I thought he was going to scratch. Sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was just saying, I have to think he cheated a little bit for that comment. Like that didn't pop out of his head, I don't think, even if he knew the names.
He's a pretty sharp guy. Plays good 8-ball too. We did a Fargo race 8-ball one time for, I think it was $400, Jerry. Or maybe we did 2 sets for 200, and I thought I could outrun it, and I couldn't. The guy plays good 8-ball.
The numbers that matter for me in that payout that we just mentioned, Joey, is that third, fourth tie, 4,000. That's a good week. That's plenty to cover your expenses and hold you over for another couple weeks as a professional player. That's the number that matters. Not everybody's going to win the tournament. Not everybody's going to be runner up. Those payouts are going to be good at most tournaments, but what are you doing if you're the guy that has the great week? I mean, are you making enough to get by?
Yeah, I mean, think about that. Where are these guys going to get $4,200 typically, or just in a normal pool tournament? They're not. They're going to have to snap off like, I remember. Ooh, he bobbled that ball. Yeah, I remember back. Some of the greatest times I ever had were playing in the Planet Pool Tour, and that was a great tour that we used to have back in Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, around that area. And you'd play against Keith McCready, Ryan McCreesh, Mike Davis, Brandon Schuff. And if you were somehow able to win one of those events, even for those guys, you might win 2,000, 2,200, 2,500, but you had to beat all those great players. Oh, that one's going to hurt. Dennis, tactical error there.
Just a real quick correction from what I just said. That combination by Kachi was to go up 3-1, actually. They just changed the score really fast on me. So I was a little ahead of the game. Kachi is at the table trying to close out the set now.
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry corrected me. He beat me 2 sets for 300 each. Jerry, I want a rematch. Let's get it on. He's a good guy to play. No drama. That's what I'm into, Jeremy. If I'm going to match up with somebody, the last thing I want is arguing, fighting, drama, all that stuff, you know?
You know what's funny about that, Joey, is you can predict that kind of stuff before it happens.
Yeah, you're right.
And I tell people all the time, they start telling me all these stories about, man, I was in action last night and this happened and this happened and this happened. And I was like, yeah, why'd you play that guy?
Yeah, exactly.
There's plenty of good ones out there, and that's my real comment ever. There's plenty of good people in this game who are good action. You can have a good time, win, lose, or draw. You shake hands, you respect each other, and that's what it's really about. You don't have to deal with the bad ones.
Two types of people that I don't like to match up against. One are just the drama, the drama people. And two are the ones that will never stop playing you. You know what I mean? Like, I want there to be some kind of end. Some light at the end of the tunnel. I don't wanna play like, if I'm gonna let's say one of the better players out here is Scott Frost, obviously, plays great, and if he's gonna give me a big spot in one pocket and I beat him, that's not over, right? He's gonna wanna play again. It might be a slightly smaller spot. He's just gonna keep coming at me until eventually I lose everything back to him. So, those guys are tough for me too, just because they're never, I just wanna play somebody. If I beat you, we move on, and then maybe one day, a year from now, we play again, but some of them will just keep on you. Maybe I don't have enough heart.
Well, my feelings are along the lines of yours on that. Like, there's guys that, and it's a defense mechanism for some people, Joey. Now there are guys there that just want to play because they're addicted to the game. They love being in action and they're going to want to fire, 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 fire. But there's also people who, even when they lose, even when you run them through the ringer and wipe the table with them and beat them real bad, their defense mechanism is to say heads, right? So, and that's okay. Like, there's a code of ethics when it comes to gambling and pool. Like, you should give a guy a chance to get your money back. But there's guys that are just going to flex with their bankroll, or flex with how much heart they have by how much they're willing to be down. And all it is them really not being able to give you the respect that you deserve for the win that you got. That's
Yeah.
not the case for everybody, but there's certainly ones that fit that mold. And I think as a guy like you, or a guy like me even more, like, I don't have too much of a bankroll to play with. If you're someone out there like that, you can't get bullied around. If you're gonna play challenge matches in pool, you gotta have the ability to say, no, that's enough,
Yeah.
whether you're up or down.
Yeah, I mean, it gets you into the whole argument about, quitting winner, you know? Like, man, that's like a never-ending debate in pool circles, like, when can you quit when you're winning, and if you look at it, if I were to match up against, you know, let's take somebody who's a super strong pool player, but maybe doesn't have a job, doesn't have a family, doesn't have kids, and I go out and play them. And, let's say we play till 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm up, $500 or something. Well, I got to go home. I got to get to bed. I got responsibilities the next day. They don't, like they'll literally stay till 5 in the morning if they keep the pool room open.
Right.
So I just like having something at the end, and so I negotiate that ahead of time if I'm gonna match up, like,
Oh,
"Hey,
sure.
you know, look, I can give you 4 hours tonight." Now, I'll tell people I'll always give them a chance to win their money back, it just might not be that night.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you kind of made a great point there, that you in pool, and and a lot of things in life, you kind of have to foresee the problems before they happen, right? So if you're going to go play sets with somebody, lock in a certain number of sets that you're willing to play, and then if you both agree to play more after that, then that's fine. But you can't get bullied into playing more.
Yeah.
A huge break here for Mario. Couple balls down. Actually, I guess just one ball down, but they're spread out so nicely.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that there were people that are listed on the bracket as supposed to be playing. I think you might be looking at the preliminary bracket. We're down to the final 16 bracket. I just posted that on Booth Brothers. You can check that out. If anybody else wants to see it, let me know. I'll put it in there for you. But the final 16 bracket, they did a redraw. So good little stroke there by Mario. Yeah, I don't see any problems here.
Nah, if he can keep the feeling that he had on that break shot there, then we might be headed for a shootout here for sure. This is one of the easiest 10-ball runouts you're going to have. I don't understand that question from Corey Ryder. Maybe do you know what he's talking about there, Joey?
No.
Could you clarify that a little bit, Corey? We'd love to answer your question if it's something that we know about, but I'm not sure we understand.
So looks like this is in the books for 2-0 here. Mario He trying to force a shootout, and I want to see a shootout.
I think Mario wants to see a shootout too.
Yeah, sure. And Mario just won a shootout against P.S. Labudas. So he's in dead shootout stroke.
TV table is back up, guys. They actually moved to another table because there was problems with from what we're being told, problems with the different elevations of the three pieces of slate, so balls were jumping over the seam. So they moved to an outer table. You can actually see John Lehman in the top right corner of your screen right now, racking over there. So you can find that at World Billiard TV on YouTube. Predator Games, how is it
I'm
played,
gonna,
I guess?
I'm gonna jump in here. Maybe
format here, huh?
Yeah, well, let's talk about this because I think the assumption when we live stream sometimes we have 406 people watching across all the different platforms right now. By the way, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing this, we'd love to get to even more people. But I think we sometimes assume that everybody watching knows all about the rules, all about playing pool, and I just want to clarify where you see that word predator on the table. That's the name of the table. It's a predator table. The game is 10 ball, and the rules they're playing with, you have to run the balls in order. You have to call your shot. So they're going to break the balls by hitting the one ball first, and then from there, they run the balls in order. And as long as they hit the lowest number ball on the table and call their shot, they keep shooting if a ball is pocketed, right? So that means that in this particular version of 10 ball, they can play a 1-10 combination and they can win the game by pocketing the 10. So they can also win the game by pocketing the 10 on a break shot, which is a little unusual for 10 ball. Doesn't often happen. So Jerry gave us a good update. Kachi wins the first set 4-1 over Gomez over there. Guys, I want to take a second. This is going to be the last match that we're going to do today. Or we might switch over to a different table if it's not complete yet. But these are the last set of matches because the semifinals and the finals are going to be streamed by CSI on their main table. And so if you've been following along, if you've enjoyed the action, and you feel like giving a donation, there's information down the bottom, a PayPal, a Cash App, and a Venmo. If you guys want to go ahead and do that, that'd be awesome. We're also raffling off two competition jerseys. So Damien from Jam Up came and he said, look, I'm going to give away a jersey for any of your audience. However you guys want to do that. So we matched it. We're going to buy a jersey and we're going to send it to you. You get your name on the back, however you want it. So we're doing a contest for that. And if you give a $5 donation, you get 1 entry into the contest. If you give a $20 donation, you get 5 entries into the contest. And we're going to pick 2 winners at the end of this particular stream, I believe. So might want to go ahead, and if you were planning to give a small donation, then you can go ahead and do that now. I'll keep track of them. I have a spreadsheet, and the hope is that we get this drawing going right after this and get those Jam Up apparel competition jerseys out to you. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so once again, a good look on the 1 ball here for Mario. Not quite the layout he had in the last rack, but good look at the 1. He's trying to find a path where he can get to the 2. He may be able to go forward 2 rails between the 8-9 for the side pocket.
Oh, Jerry dogged it. It was actually 4-2 Kachi, that first set that he won.
Yeah, and
Well,
it seems
Kutch,
like Corey may be saying there's actually a game called Predator that he's asking about. I have not heard of that myself.
no, me either. But I'd like to thank Charles Brown for his donation, as Mario Heap bobbles that 1 ball and may get away with it. Dennis is going to have to jump this ball, I
Tough reach.
think, but it is out in the center table, so it will be tough to reach. You're right, Jeremy.
Pretty tall guy. He could probably get there, I would think. Now he's going to kick it 2 rails behind. Called the side pocket for the 1, but this is an attempt at a kick safety here. Hit it well. Little rub on the 8, but hit it good enough. That's pretty effective.
Yeah. And even for Mario to answer back with a 2-rail kick behind this 1, there's so much traffic. I don't know that he can get the 1 up table. He's probably more likely to hit some of those other balls down there. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
And because of that, there may be a chance that he goes the 1 rail route at the 1 here. Or 2 rails. Yeah. Yeah, he's looking at the 1 rail because I think that may be his best chance to get safe for the reason you just talked about, Joey. Somebody asks who our top 3 bank shot players are, Joey. That's above my pay grade. You're gonna have to
Banks? Banks?
Yeah, Banks.
So I'll take Billy Thorpe, and Billy Thorpe. No, I think if you're looking at banking the ball, oh, Dennis missed that one. So Mario's going to have a chance to go up 3-0 here. I think Billy Thorpe is one of the best bankers out there, and Justin Hall from Florida has got to be in the conversation for one of the best bankers. Sky Woodward banks the balls good. I mean, I think there's a group of probably 5 to 10 players out there, but I would go with those 3 for the money, I think. I'm probably forgetting somebody. Oh, and obviously
Derby City Ring Bank champion right now.
I think so. And then obviously Brumback. I mean, Brumback's been the best bank player for the last 2 decades, I would say.
He actually just announced on Facebook a few weeks ago that he's retiring from the game. So congratulations to him on a lot of success in the game. A lot of people consider him to be possibly the greatest bank player of all time.
Yeah. So I've been talking, I live out here in Phoenix, and Scott Frost lives out here, and I've been talking to him about doing having him sit in as a guest interviewer and interviewing one of the legends that he knows really well. There's actually 2 people we've talked about. We talked about Brumback too. And just me sit there and control everything, but let Scott actually do the interview. And so I'm curious to get your thoughts on that, Jeremy. What you think?
I would love that. Scott's such an interesting guy to listen to. Very intelligent. just a ridiculous amount of knowledge when it comes to pool. A lot of people will tell you, if we had a conversation right now, if we asked everybody in the comments right now who their favorite professional player is to listen to do commentary, his name would be mentioned for sure in that conversation. So I would love that. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, if any of you in the chat likes One Pocket, I would really highly recommend for you guys to check out on my YouTube channel, Pool Player Podcast. There was a match that we had in Arizona with Chris Adams versus Avery Reese, and I streamed that match, and I found who I think are two of the best commentators that you can find, Scott Frost and George Teashea. We were also joined by Trace Kane, who has a ton of knowledge on One Pocket, and they commentated the match. And I just sat there and pushed buttons and had a blast. And man, you talk about getting inside of Scott Frost's head to understand the game of One Pocket. If you want to get better at One Pocket, watch that video, or it's actually a series of 3 of them, I think. But man, Scott's commentary was completely on point.
And we've got a tale of 2 sets here, Joey. 4-0 by Dennis in the first set, and then completely the opposite direction here in the second with a couple strong break shots from Mario He. Let's see if he can get one more and get us to a shootout.
Yeah, what happened? Did I have the score wrong?
It's 3-0 now.
Hey, Melina, you're back.
What's going on, boys? Came to join the party.
Welcome in. Oh yeah, John Ramsey. Forgot about Shannon the Cannon Dalton. I was when I was talking to Scott the other day, we were talking about the upcoming One Pocket Power Rankings video we're about to do. And he's like, man, it's so hard because there's so many people out there. And he mentioned Shannon Dalton by name. He's like, if he hit balls for 2 weeks, he's in the top 10 for sure. You know? So, yeah. And I'm like, 2 weeks, Scott? Really? You mean 2 months? He's like, no, 2 weeks. That's how much he thinks of Shannon Dalton's game. Mike, who do you have for the best bankers? I went with Brumback, Sky Woodward, Billy Thorpe, and Justin Hall. Who do you got?
Well, speaking of Brumback, at the end of Chang and Shane, Billy called out Brumback for a big set.
Really?
Yeah, he did. Specifically.
So maybe he's not retired then.
Well, I don't know if Brumback accepted it, but Billy was open to playing a big set of full rack.
Well, and that's the move from Billy, right? You wait till 2 weeks after a guy announces his retirement from the game and then call him out.
I love it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Brumback can't beat me. I'm retired. You know who I got in my top 10 for banks? That's Melina Mike. We played a little banks out there on the Salado table in Vegas, man. That guy can bank anything.
I don't know about that. I can hit a one railer, but that's that's about it. All right, so it looks like a tale of two sets over here.
It really is. Dennis played great the first set. Mario played great this set. Hey, Valerie Kuloyants. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate that. Norman Hobson. Thank you for your donation. Get you guys in the spreadsheet.
You know, I was driving down to the tournament last night, and actually for a change, I wasn't driving. My brother drove. I was riding with him, and so we had about an hour and a half ride, and I was listening to you guys all do commentary on that match. Dell was in with you guys, and I always enjoy listening to Dell.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
The skyscraper.
Looks like Mario's gonna Is he going to have a combo here? Yeah. This is going to be over in a hurry.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have a shootout. Anyways, the point wasn't just I enjoy listening to Dell. I think it's so awesome, man. All the big tournaments going on and what you guys have been able to do here. It seems like there's always something to watch, something to listen to. You know, if you got a little drive or you're doing something at work where you can listen, it's really awesome. I really appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Jeremy. Jamie Lau. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate that.
See, look at that. Look at the way the stripe is positioned.
Yeah. Bobby Hooker, thank you for your Venmo donation. Appreciate it.
And that ball doesn't look like it's directly behind the spot to me. It looks like it's cocked towards the pocket a little bit.
Get John Lehman over here to look at the placement of that 10 ball, please.
Yeah.
We might be here for a while.
Does take a while on these, doesn't he?
He does. Dennis does. We saw it in Vegas.
The surprising things in that first tournament, Mike DeShane was playing this shootout, and I don't think he realized that the shot clock still applied to the shootout. And he got nailed on one shot clock violation during the shootout.
Yeah, 30-second shot clock, and he spent about 20 seconds trying to wipe something off of the cue ball. and then got down and one-stroked it right into the rail. I remember very clearly.
Wasn't the cleanest, but it works.
What do we got here? Let me get the score going. 1-0, Dennis.
See, the way that Mario's got it positioned is the way that you're supposed to go and put it. The way that Dennis goes and puts the 10 ball, he's using it for aiming.
Tricky.
Do they have a spot on the table or something, a mark or whatever, or are they just estimating with that?
No, there's a spot. It's a little white spot that's kind of been burned into the table.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly where the 10 ball is supposed to be.
Now look at the stripe this time. It's going to be facing the upper left-hand corner. I'm bet the house on it.
Hey, Mike, I don't know if we're going to get bonus coverage here or not.
What do you know?
But we're going to have to do this drawing for the jerseys because we're not covering the semifinals and the finals.
Well,
so guys, if you want a chance to win the Jam Up jersey, now's your chance. Get the last minute donations in because we might be 15-20 minutes away from actually doing it.
Are they playing out the rest of the tournament tonight, or does it finish tomorrow?
It's today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tonight. Gotcha. We're going to have a champion tonight. Somebody's going to be $12,000 richer. Man, he takes forever on these.
Oh, God.
Let's take a little bit longer and think about this.
Mm-hmm. Oliver threw him off.
I can't play like this. If I thought this long about a ball, I would not even hit the pocket. I'd hit it straight into a diamond somewhere.
That's funny.
It was literally like a 45-minute shootout with Chang in Vegas. I'm not even joking.
14 rounds.
Yeah.
Well, it's important. They're still in the running for $12,000 if they get there in this shootout. But if they don't, they go home. So I think, what does the loser of this match get? 22,000?
I think it's 2,000, yeah.
Sorry for the flicker there, guys. Yeah, $2,000. Wait. Yes. Yeah, loser of this gets $2,000. Winner is guaranteed $4,200. So these are spot shots for at least $2,200, guys.
In the
Oh,
hole.
oh
In the
man, he
hole.
almost scratched on the side. That would have been brutality. Curious in the chat who you guys got, who you think's going to win. Hey, there's my brother, Dave. Dave, don't make excuses, man. He's been down and up a number of times. He takes forever on these.
Wake me up.
Yeah, so,
Hey.
so, Mike, how much would you have lost on a last American standing bet if somebody took Kang Lee? What kind of odds would they have got with that?
Phew. They would have cleaned up. But I mean, who were the other options? Tyler?
Tyler.
He missed it.
Ooh.
Hunter Lombardo. I think there was another good one in there somewhere.
I might have gone for Hunter. Hunter's been playing real well lately. Been going deep in a lot of events. I think he went final 16.
You take him over Tyler?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would have gotten odds on the money, but for sure I would have. I think Hunter's been playing better than Tyler has. Tyler hasn't really been playing that well the last month.
Evan Lunda.
Yeah, Evan's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
All right. Mario got that one. He's up 3-2, and he's in the driver's seat now. This is really the catbird seat, because not only are you up by one, but you get the answer, right? Dennis needs to make this to extend, to even have a chance of extending. And then Mario, if he makes it, it's over. So
yeah, Jerry Stuckert in the comments mentioned Jeremy Seaman, American player that played as well.
Jeremy played well. The funny thing is about this shootout, so Dennis didn't have the stripe facing the corner, the last one. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the front of the ball was more square. So he didn't have his usual stripe facing the corner, and he missed it. So now it looks like he repositioned it.
Probably hears you talking, Mike. You sharking.
Oh, he missed that one too. It's over. It's
Mario,
over.
he with the victory.
Dennis has been one of the better players with the shootout. That's pretty shocking. So congratulations to Mario.
You're right about that. So I guess let's see what do we have here that's possible for us to do right now. That match above us is Oliver Zolnacki and Leon Hanto. And this match just ended, and then you have the feature table match. And the first match of this quarterfinals was Yap over Conrad. That one already happened, so I don't think we have anything else to bring to these guys. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think this is it. But real quick, I do have another Kamui voucher to give away, Joey. So I don't know if one of you two donkeys want to go and figure out a question for the audience.
Right, I tell you what. We will figure out a question for the audience, but I want to make sure everybody has a chance, because I think we're going to be doing this drawing. We're going to cut it off in like 5 minutes. Okay. So at 12:47 my time, we're going to cut it off. And so this is your last chance if you want to get an entry into the drawing. Right now there's 136 entries to win 2 Jam Up jerseys. So you get to put your name on the back, competition jerseys. So let us know. Oh, we just had another donation from Timothy Cutting. Thank you for that. Let me get you entered into here. And so, Mike, what are you thinking? Want to do a trivia question for the Kamuis?
Yeah, one of you guys come up with the question. Or
Jeremy,
both of you guys. I think I got enough for both of you guys to come up with the question.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Jeremy, you're on the spot.
Don't dog it, boys.
Do I have to know the answer?
If there was a way to make sure for certain that nobody was cheating, I would just ask to get whoever came up with the correct spelling of Horlifson first. But it's too easy to Google it.
Yeah, you got to do something that's at least difficult to Google, I would think. I want to thank Lisa Perez. Thank you for your donation, Lisa Perez. Jeremy, you got to come with something, man. We're counting on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm out of stroke here this morning.
Let's see. Looks like while we're waiting for Jeremy to
You got to
come with
come up with a
something.
question too. I don't know what you're waiting on.
I'm waiting for Jeremy. I'm buying my time, but we have
I know, I could tell.
143 entries.
We're both doing that, and it's making for some riveting television. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
we have 143 entries into the drawing for the two things. So here's what I think. I want to ask you this real quick, Melina, when we do these drawings. So, we got a number of people who are in there multiple times, right? Because if they gave $25, they're in there 5 times. If they win the jersey, do we wipe their names out for the second one and give people even more of a chance? Or should we allow them to potentially win 2 jerseys?
Yeah, those are questions you probably should have figured out at the beginning, but I'm gonna say you leave them in since we did not stipulate. So
yeah, I would agree because I think there's probably some people when they make a $20 donation as opposed to one that they're thinking that they get 5 entries, they have a chance to win both.
Gotcha. So if that occurs, we'll leave them in there. But if that occurs, then what we're going to have to do is just ask them, hey, why don't you just give that to somebody? Because that would be a cool thing to do, right? How cool would that be? Everybody knows somebody that kind of needs a little something, and it's like, hey, I got a jam up jersey for you, Melina Mike. I know you're down on your luck. You lost a lot in that Shane Chang match. Here you go, buddy.
just had to go there, huh?
Sorry. I know it's too soon. Too soon? All right, so I got a trivia. I don't know if it's too easy, though. Is it too easy? All right. This deals with player nicknames, okay? So player nicknames. I've heard the nickname the Babyface Assassin before for Tony Robles. Or is it Tony Robles? I don't know. But anyway, who is the other player known as the Babyface Assassin? And that person now resides in North Carolina. What you got? First one.
Can I guess?
Nope. Nope. Not Kachi.
Man, I have a guess, but I have to be wrong on this.
You probably are wrong. Hey, Lisa, if that's Lisa Perez, yes, thank you for the donation from Venmo.
You might have stumped everybody out here. You got everyone on Google typing in Babyface Assassin.
Not Tyler Steyer. This guy lives in North Carolina. Not Justin Martin. Good guess.
Oh, yeah, Justin Martin's a good guess. No, but Justin Martin would have been my guess. But that's about as far as I can get with that, I think.
Who we got? Stephen Curry. Good guess. Wrong sport. Filler, no. Christina, no. Stephen Curry again. I like it. Come on, guys. This is for a tip. Your own tip.
You're dogging it, Joe. You got to get something at least someone's going to be able to get.
Look.
I appreciate this because
hey, Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe.
That was going to be my guess.
Mike Rowe.
Was going to be my guess.
See this?
Only because I know Joey talks about Mike Davis all the time. So that was, and when he said North Carolina, I said that's the only one Joey knows out of North Carolina. So
pretty much. Look at this baby face. Look at it. Look at this guy. See it right here, baby face.
Well,
Mike Rowe.
You took about as long there as you did as Grebo took.
Now,
taking those spot shots?
The Mike Rowe?
I don't know, but if it is the Mike Rowe or not the Mike Rowe, we need his address. So
yeah, pool commentary is a dirty job, by the way.
That's funny. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm fixing the spreadsheet now, guys. We're gonna do the drawing. Huge shout out to Damien from Pump Panic from Jam Up Apparel. He donated a shirt for you guys for the donations. Let me double check, see if I have any more real quick. Oh, I do. Michael Rowe. Michael Rowe with the donation. Thank you, sir. Let me get that one entered in. This may be the last one we have time for. I'm not sure.
All right, I've got my question together.
Half hour later. Come on.
Okay, so just recently, this year, 2021, Torsten Holman was elected into the BCA Hall of Fame. Who was the player in 2020 that was elected to the BCA Hall of Fame?
Ooh, I think I know.
I think I know.
I think I got this. Okay, this is for a Kamui tip voucher, guys.
I gotta make sure I know the answer. Hang on.
There may be more than one answer.
Some years there are, actually.
All right.
NJ Pool Player says Mika.
So
Joel Baca says Shane Van Boning. I don't think either one of those are right, but I could be wrong.
I think Shane Van Boning is going to be 2023 when he turns 40.
Okay. Let's see.
Mike Rose, shoot me a PM at Windows Open or at Molina Mike. Send me your shipping information. I'll get it out to you, buddy.
All right. Let's see. While we're waiting for the answers to that one, still have 319 people in here. Somebody, at least 319 of you are waiting around to see if you were lucky enough to
a couple
win.
of people asked what the question was. The question was, in 2021, Torsten Holman was elected to the BCA Hall of Fame. Who was elected in 2020? And I think we have a correct answer.
Who was it? Who's got the correct answer?
I think our winner, this is the first one I saw. IDOTOO.
I do too. I do too, obviously.
I do too. Kelly Fisher is your answer.
Kelly.
I would have guessed Alex.
No, I had Kelly.
I think Alex was the year before, 2019.
Let's see.
Along with Greg Sullivan. And actually there was multiple in 2019.
Oh, hold on one second. Martin just messaged me. He's saying that there's a possibility we can get some of the Oliver match. Let's see.
Mike Rowe sent me a shipping information and did not know what he won. So he said, "What did I win?"
That's awesome. That's awesome. Stand by. Let's see if Martin's gonna come up with something here. Got the text message from my wife. Are you staying in there all day? So, oh boy.
Jerry says, I said that 3 minutes ago. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Oh, no, Jerry, we have, so we have it right in order here. You actually lost by 2 seconds. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Those comments
time-stamped.
Right back to back. It is time-stamped. I do too beat you by 2 seconds.
Oh, you know what the problem is? Jerry, so in our software, guys, we see it across all platforms. So if somebody, I do too, was on YouTube, came in at 12:51 and 12 seconds local time for me. Jerry, you came in at 12:51 and 14 seconds. So you're on Facebook, Jerry. So for you, it's showing that you were the first one, but that's not true. You lost by 2 seconds. Sorry about that, bud.
That's brutal. That's a tough roll.
That is a tough roll. That is a tough roll. Okay, what do you say we do this jam up thing, guys? Let me check one more time, see if there's been any progress. See if there's been any last minute donations. I don't want to leave anybody out. Nope, I think I'm good here. check the Cash App real quick. Awesome. Well, hey, before we do this, guys, really appreciate the support. We've spent a lot of hours doing this, especially Jeremy, Mike, Martin with the camera. And so any of those donations we're going to chop up and, just for the people's time that did it. So we really do thank you guys. And huge shout out to Damian Pongpanic from Jam Up. Awesome guy, came on, helped us commentate and said, hey, you know what? How about if we just give away one of these competition shirts to one of your viewers? And I said, cool. And Melina Mike said, no, here's something cooler. Let's give away another one. And so we were going to buy one and send that out to someone as well. So it could be any one of these of your choice. You get your name on the back, all that good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and let me share my screen. Share a different screen now. Hold on.
And I do too in the comments says he doesn't need a tip, so he would like to donate it back.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Jerry. He came in second.
Yeah, maybe we give that to Jerry. He lost by 2 seconds.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
All right,
Jerry,
guys.
Send me your shipping information. PM me.
There you go, Jerry. All right, so guys, over here on the left, I just want to show you, I've been keeping track of all the donations in a spreadsheet. If somebody gave like a $1 donation, they're in, or a $5 donation, they're in there once. If they gave a $20, they're in there 5 times. Some people actually gave more than that. So maybe they gave 40, so they're in there even more. Maybe they gave 30, so they're in there 7 times. Whole bunch of like stuff that happened here, but everybody's in here. There's 148. Everybody's got a number assigned, and I have this random number generator here where notice it's 1 to 48. The person who's 62 is like, oh man, I should already won. I just tested it. But I'm going to push this random number generator, and then whatever number comes out is going to be the winner. So, question for Melina Mike. When we did this last time, I said, let's do it 3 times.
Don't do that.
And then people were killing me on this.
Listen, Jerry already lost the tip by 2 seconds. We don't need to do this to somebody else, all right?
All right. So you're saying one time, that's winner 1. Hit it a second time, that's winner 2. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck to everyone who donated. Really appreciate it. And we're going to hit this
refresh it, clear it out, because you're basically zeroing out 62. You need to refresh it, zero it out, and then
dogging it.
Yeah, you're dogging it big time, buddy.
I don't know what I did. I lost my interwebs. Reload. There we go.
Oh,
okay, so
that's so 10's not the one. Is that what we're saying?
No,
148. No. 148. 148.
Okay.
But you do wonder about that. Like if it's showing 10 right now, like what's the chances that 10 comes up?
We're about to owe like 14 people a shirt if Joey keeps it up.
All right, guys. Guys, here you go. You ready?
Come on. 81.
Let's see who 81 is. 81 is Robert Nolan.
Nice.
Robert Nolan. So if you're listening, Robert Nolan, hit us with a message. I'm not sure if you came through on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, but hit us a message so we can get you your Jam Up competition jersey. Now, if you didn't win, don't fret. You have a second chance, and it's coming up as soon as I hit this blue button right here. Who's ready for it? Who's ready? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Come on.
Boom.
62.
Wasn't that the one that was? Yeah.
There's no way it went back to 62.
Kyle Butte.
He was on.
I love it. He was on.
That never happens.
That's the second jersey. So now all the viewers are dropping off. They're pissed off they didn't win it. But hey, look, guys, thanks for tuning in. Kyle Butte, Robert Nolan. Shoot a message to myself or Melina Mike, and we will get you a jersey. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to head over to the stream table. I understand that Gomez and
shootout.
Kachi are going to the shootout, so you don't want to miss that. Tune into it, and we will see you guys from Ohio, hopefully, in the next event. Thanks so much. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Mike.
Later, boys.